What is up, my golden boys and girls? Chandler here, and today we are going to be doing a video on Random Booster Volume 19. So, we have got all the bays from this random booster right here before you, and we'll be going every single one and what this booster is good for, what this booster isn't good for, and I will be basically just showing off what this booster has to offer. So let's, without further ado, start off with my and we'll be rating each bay. So, Burn Phoenix, Prize Bay, Metal Fight Remake. For collectors, this is a godsend. But for competitive, it isn't. It's really unbalanced, so I wouldn't recommend using it. Yell, good for Burst Classic, isn't really the best disc. There are some really cool mods with this disc, though, if you really would look into that. So it's really nice to get a Yell disc yet again. So, lastly, we have our Wedge Driver in this really weird pale yellow color, which is kind of cool. It's got metal tip, wedge, screw trident, whatever. Teeth, not gonna. It's round enough to withstand a lot of attacks, but it isn't round enough to live. So, Burn Phoenix. So yeah, pretty good. Next up, we will be doing our Poisonhydra. So for Poisonhydra, you do get a really interesting inclusion part, which I'll show you. But Poisonhydra on its own, the layer with Gen, already really good. Now, Poison I wouldn't use, but I would use Hydra and Gen. But Poison in gold with the lovely gimmick, it's to me, this is an awesome looking Beyblade, and I would definitely recommend buying this Bay just all by itself, just the layer, because you do get Gen and Hydra. But disc, much to be desired, 8-. I still have the problem. It's light. It doesn't have that much stamina. But then we have Angle. Now, Angle is somewhat of a rare inclusion in this booster. It's because Angle was really just difficult part to get in reality. It was just really hard to find. You really weren't able to get it by normal means. Hasbro will give you the actual red one, but you weren't really meant to get that inclusion here, so you do get that. And Fusion Dash here, I like the kind of the teal, like the bluish, just this green color. I like it. I may use this in a future video for themed combos. Stay tuned for that. I may get that done this week. I still have a video I need to upload on today. I did say I had a due date for Monday, but loading time is taking longer than usual, so we'll get into that. My god, we're 3 minutes in, and we've only done 2. I want this to be one of my quicker videos. But yeah, that's Poisonhydra. I'll take the angled frame off, and we'll save that for later, because that will come in handy. Next up, let's move on to Chozy Valkyrie. So, Chozy Valkyrie. Great inclusion in this booster. This is based off of the limited edition gold one that you would have gotten at, like, events and stuff. So it's really nice to see a really, really, really rare layer re-released to the public. Of course, stickers are nice, but the real problem is here that these are actually stickers on the metal. It's not actual gold metal, but you get the gist. As well as these actually does have Shozetsu, the Shozetsu wing, where you do it, and the bay becomes unburstable. And so, yeah. So, like, yeah. You hit the wing, and you're, oh, I can't burst this. It's too tight. Gotta force it, and then the wing goes in, and yeah. Anywho, that's Chozy Valkyrie. Very nice. I love the transparent yellow. I think this would look very good against the gold Chozy Achilles if you had a combo for this. But, what is there really to say about 3? It's just 3. It's nothing too important. Guard, same thing. Though the metallic orange color on this thing is beautiful. Like, I wasn't really hyped on this driver before. And then when I had it in hand, I looked at it and I was like, God, that's even prettier than I was hoping. And it is solid. It's not metallic. You can't really see the spring moving in there. A very nice color. Gimmick, the plate moves up and down, and it kind of turns and swivels a tiny bit. But yeah, 4-star 3 as well, which is awesome. Nothing really important on this bay. I would... By Hydra, I would... For Hydra, I forgot I was going to rate Hydra in Phoenix. Phoenix would be like 7... No, it wouldn't even... It would be like a 4 out of 10. Hydra would definitely be an 8. Or, no, a 7, because it does come with really good parts on it. Valkyrie here would definitely be a... Say, for the layer alone, being pretty decent, being really decent, I would definitely give Valkyrie a 5. Just 5 on the mark, because there's not many good parts, though this color does also carry it a bit, for my opinion. Let's move on to Rock Dragon. Alright, Rock Dragon. Let's get into it. Layer, Rock Dragon. Alright, now this is, I don't think this is the actual gold, like the Gold Dragon GT chip, because I think it is a tiny bit transparent, and I don't think the Gold Turbo version was. This has a blue eye, and I think the released, like the regular Gold Dragon chip had a green eye. Though this is a nice chip, I am gonna give it props for looking phenomenal to me. Same dragon teeth, nothing too special. It's just a gold dragon chip. So, however, being no set guaranteed way to get this weight actually. So, haha, funny pun. It makes this bay decent to pull, though it isn't the star of the show. I forgot how you put so on. So is weird. Yeah. Also, I actually still can't get over how thick they made these on so, just to give it that extra weight. But yeah, rock as well as a gold turbo rock. It is solid gold, so if you do have the gold turbo ace dragon, you could definitely just put the rock base on and just interchange them. I, for one, don't have the gold turbo ace dragon, though I really would like to get hands at least on the layer or the ace base, so I could just make an ace dragon in gold. But yeah. Rock Dragon. Next disc part is 5. This is a 2-star 5. And there's really something special about 5. It has got good defense, decent stamina. And it's uneven, but it's just got enough defense for me to like it. There's nothing like... For right now, it's like part that interests me, mediocre. The last part, however, which is actually very important to me, is Jaggy Dash. Yeah. First time we've ever seen this driver released for a Dash version. And it looks phenomenal to me. Makes that lovely jaggy sound on the stadium. I'm sure for you guys who has this know what it sounds like. Very, very nice driver, and it makes this bay combo really tight, like rock isn't really gonna burst. So that's always nice. Next up, let's do Bushin Ashura. So Bushin Ashura, there was a gold turbo version released before it, so they made this one and this one I feel like is more accurate to the anime. You do get a Sen weight, however, which isn't accurate to the anime. Let's give me some good stars for it. No, they only give me 1 star as a Sen. Alright. Ashura, transparent, not the solid gold that most gold turbo bays have for their chip. Still very nice. Like, the quality of this chip is still phenomenal, and I really love these gold colors on these bays because they really reflect the light nicely. The gold turbo Bushin base, it's nice. I mean, it's tighter than the normal one, which is interesting. But that's not really... But that might be one of the reasons it's getting carried. That might just give it a point all on its own for being tighter. It sure is a good chip, though. Competitively, we get 13. 13 here. Nothing too special. What's that? No stars? Well, what do you know? A lot of people say 4 stars are better, and that is true. But actually, no stars is the best. Because then there's no holes in it. Doesn't lose weight. It's... heaviest as it can be. It may at just a gram, but yeah. Yeah. Lastly, the most important part on the bay is Anchor, because this will let you make your Shining Terios from this booster. Now, of course, this will raise the score up by a bit, so I'd give this thing a 7. I'd also give this a 7 for the good chip, the tighter Bushin base, and all that stuff. So, yeah. So we will just set that aside. We've only got a couple more bays before we can finish it. So let's do knockout. Let's do Flare Dragon. So Flare Dragon, overall gold turbo version. You do get so let's start off with that. You do get a go weight with this, which is very nice for some competitive players who don't have this already. Go is a really unbalanced way to make the base jump, and pairing it with future part in this video, you may make some pretty cool combos. Nothing too special on the go weight, however. Go is just kind of just to be their weight. Oh, I'm sorry. Jeez. Go is kind of just, it's a weight that's there and that you won't really think of using, but you may see it and you may eventually use it. The dragon ship, same with rock, just has red eye. Grand, I think it's tighter than the normal version. I wouldn't count on it, but it's just a gold grand. You could do it. It's just rock. It's just grand, but with rock. The rock thing, just being gold. Overall, just the being gold base just really carries it. So you can make your full gold dragon setup. Give us a gold dragon winder, please. That would just complete it. Next up, we have the disc frame. Now, we do get Arrow Dash, which is also important to completing our Shining Armor Terios. But, yeah. So, very nice part. It's light. You wouldn't really use this competitively, but the real gimmick here is that actually it raises the frame slightly higher on most layers. So, it's beneficial sometimes, but I still wouldn't recommend using this because this is still very, very light, though it looks like it's not hollowed out at all, which it really isn't. It's just that it's really thin. It's like a Thin Mint cookie. You can already see that when you look at right there, but yeah. Lift, however, you get this in this nice pearl color, which is very nice. Lift, I know, was a very common frame back then in the random boosters, but really never got a straight release with Lift, which is very nice. I really can't say how much I like Lift. I mean, I like Vice Leopard, just as a bay as a whole. It's a nice looking bay. It just doesn't perform well. But Lift is just, it's there. Flugel, you get this in this nice purple color, which really reminds me of that one Hasbro Flugel, or those fake Flugels that are mixed with, like, fusion and stuff. It's Flugel. It's just survive with wings. It's nothing special. It's just a Thanos color, kind of keeps this thing high in my booster ratings. But yeah, overall, it's pretty high. So yeah, Flare Dragon would be given Flare Dragon would be at like for coming with the most parts in the booster. I think it's tied with Hydra on that. But for being one of the bays that come with a frame in this booster, it definitely is higher than the rest. So I'd give this thing an 8, just for the inclusion of a rare part. Next up is Shining on Terios. Now this is probably going to rate the highest in the booster in my standards. Probably just for the driver, but you do manage... Jesus, clicks. You do get a Shining on Terios layer, which is nice. This is the burning... I think just the burning version. But with it, it's just got a transparent base where it should be solid, but it still looks phenomenal with like the solid metal and then the solid center, but the transparent outside. I wouldn't actually recommend using this layer with a level chip if you're going to use it, because it's actually more unbalanced with a level chip than without it. Overall, it's a nice layer, and this is one of the pieces we'll need to complete our Shining on Terios. You do get Zero, and you do get Destroy Dash. Oh, and you get... No, I actually saved that for last. Oh, 4-star Zero, heck yeah. Zero on its own is just very good part. Great for this combo as it is an attack. Just doesn't have the best stamina, but it's still very, very nice. And look at that shine. But yeah, lastly, probably the best part in the random booster is Destroy Dash. Now, this is, I think, the 4th way you could obtain it. The first way was through the another random booster. The next way was through the video game. Then was through the campaign or in Japan, and then this is the last way. This is in a solid black color, which is you might be able to pair this up with Shadow on Terios, and it may look pretty cool. I don't know if there's any... I just dropped my phone. I don't know if there's any real purple 3s out, but, yeah. Still very nice. So overall, this Bay would definitely be rated a 9 out of 10. It could have included a frame. That's the only reason I'm holding it back. We got 2 more to go, and I know I said there was 8, but there is 1 more Bay we do have to review for this. So yeah, bear that in mind. Knockout Odin. Now, this is probably one of the other higher rate ones on the list because it does come with a pretty rare layer. Knockout was only released one other way through the random layers, just like Poison, but Poison appears in random boosters. You do get a 10 weight, however, which isn't that good, but the Odin ship in this gold color just looks phenomenal. Odin was the king of the gods in Norse mythology, so it just deserves gold. 10. Nothing too special, 1 star, whatever. Knockout, however, is got a lot of metal, very nice base, very nice cold gold. If they painted the metal, I would love it even more. If they painted it red, it would look perfect, but they didn't do it, so I'm not angry. But I really do like how they chose 10 because it covers up those balls in there, or the globes in there. It kind of makes the layer look whole. Knockout's very heavy, but it's also very, very small. Like, if you look at it in my hand, it might compare to my hand. Very small. Now, I'm using a very small setup because I usually have a big setup for battles. But I'm still waiting on a stadium. New stadium. Been stuck with the old one, and I probably will be for a while. But, yeah. Next up, 12. I'm not going to say anything on that. Operate Dash, however, may bring hope to Operate being used in competitive play. Maybe in both formats, because hopefully they do not ban this in, Hasbro, and no, in Burst Classic, because I would definitely use Operate Dash on my defense combinations, just because some layers really need tighter spring locks. I'm looking at you, Yale Jormungand. But yeah. So that would be very nice. Overall, I'd definitely give Knockout Odin a high score for the lovely... Also, the color on that Operate Dash is insane, but I'd definitely give Knockout Odin an 8 because it's overall... It's just a nice bay. It has tiny bits of problems, but it's still lovely to look at. Alright, we only got one. We got the last bay, and now we have to assemble it. Now, I showed you our angle frame, our anchor driver, our arrow disc, and our Terios layer. These are all the parts to create Shining Terios. So, in the booster, you get all these parts, and they literally advertise. Well, they don't advertise it. You are supposed to create a Shining Terios through it. What are those clicks? I'd definitely give those a 10 out of 10. That thing's not bursting. And you do get Shining Terios, arrow, dash, angle, anchor. So, let's go over this. Nothing, except for the frame on this Beyblade, is competitive. I know. But being able to do something like this in a booster, where you're able to not only are you able to create this Shining Terios, but you're even able to create the 3 Destroy Dash Terios from the random booster, which I personally think is crazy. This is probably going to be a 20-minute video, but yeah. But still, this Beyblade is beautiful. And it's such a fun Beyblade. Anchor makes this Beyblade fun to use. And this is the only way you can obtain Anchor outside of the rare Baguette. Only way you could obtain... No, you could obtain these 2 parts through Hasbro. And you can obtain the DS. Only way you can obtain Anchor. And you know what? I'm not mad. I am definitely pleased with being able to obtain Anchor through a random booster. And I'm all for it. When I saw Terios, I thought they were putting the gold Terios, but just the Shining version and knowing you can make a... Or the Shining version. Just knowing that you can make this version of the Beyblade is just awesome. The flaps are nice. Angle and Anchor just complement each other. All the colors on this bay complement each other. I just wish there was a red 3 disc and a red Angle disc, arrow disc in this. Would just make this Beyblade phenomenal. Even just a gold one, just repurposing the gold one would just look good on this. But overall, Takara Tomy, thank you for this. Just making this look like this. It's phenomenal. It's beautiful. And I would definitely rate this Beyblade. For collection, 10 out of 10. For just bladers. For me, this is a 10 out of 10. But for like competitive bladers, this is definitely lowest on the list. This would be lowest on the list. Just for no competitive parts except for Angle. They can make Nightmare Long Way save unit. But, I just love this Beyblade. I think this Beyblade is absolutely sick. Though these little spikes here, they do tend to wear out a tiny bit, and that's fine. But yeah, so overall, in the random booster, I would definitely say these two are the prizes to get. So in orders, I would definitely say these would still be the prizes. I would definitely say that this would be second, this would be third, this would be fourth, this would be fifth. No, these would be first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth. But overall, this random booster is a phenomenal set to get, just to obtain, really to attain all of these bays. Is just phenomenal. So please, if you like the video, just like the video. And subscribe if you haven't already. Have an awesome day, and Beyblade.